Right, of course, because I should know who that is. I don't care what you think.
It's
I'll tell you something that rubbed me right.
Felger and Mazz on 98.5 The Sports Hub.
Down low to Dvorak, back to Zegras, over to the far side, Forster, right at the top of the circle. Zegras, top of the right circle, Dvorak, in front, Martone, save made, rebound, scores! What a time for Porter Martone to get his first NHL goal. A power play goal in overtime, and the Flyers win it 2-1 and jump into a playoff spot in the Metro Division.
If you watched and you care, I don't know how David Pastrnak can't bother you. If he doesn't bother you, then I don't know if I respect you as a fan. You know what I mean?
Of course.
Like, if you're not bothered by the high-scoring guy that plays so irresponsibly that he just wantonly gives the puck away in big moments to cost you on the other end, if that doesn't bother you on some level, then you're just a kid.
Yeah, you're sticking the head in the sand.
Or you're just like, you don't get it. How does that not bother you? Don't you? I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong to cast aspersions. Don't you value guys that make winning plays and like do the right, tough, smart thing at the right moment? Do like a little tough, smart, winning thing versus the highlight guy.
The TikTok guy.
The TikTok guy that makes the stupid, irresponsible thing to cost you a game? Like, Pastrnak is the epitome of that second thing.
He really is.
Did you watch him in that overtime yesterday, Mazz?
I didn't see the whole thing. I saw parts of it. I saw some of the highlights, but I didn't see the turnovers you're talking about.
Brutal giveaway. Right, a minute. I'm sorry, I say a minute. The first shift of the 3-on-3, just brutally I think he tried to like a behind-the-back pass or something. Just brutally gave it away for what amounted to like a 2-on-0 going the other way, and they got away with it. Then maybe that was the one that he hooked the guy. Then there was another giveaway later in the overtime where he hooked the guy so badly they still ended up with the 2-on-0. And David Pastrnak gave the game away.
I don't even think that's debatable, Mike.
He gave the game away.
Yeah.
And no one cares. Like, I don't get it if you're okay with that. I don't get you. I don't respect you if you're okay with that.
Because the production outweighs the stupidity.
The highlights do.
Yeah, that's right.
If you actually watch it, I don't know how it doesn't just infuriate you. And there's no accountability. The fans don't get on them. They keep throwing them out there. Like, I'm just a one-man show here peeing into the wind. Okay? I know it's not going to change. But doubling down on it was your other captain, Charlie McAvoy. So David Pastrnak gives it away a couple times, just egregiously, brutally. Takes a blatant, brutal penalty on the second. Could have been a penalty shot, but the guy had a breakaway anyway, so I don't think they gave it to him. So now you're down 4-on-3, right off the face-off. Charlie McAvoy cranks someone across the face with his stick.
Yeah, I saw that.
So gives them the 5-on-3, and that's effectively the ball game. They ended a short time, a few seconds later, right off the face-off. But there you go. Your two captains. David Pastrnak and then Charlie McAvoy, right off the face-off, rakes the guy across the face with his stick, and then, like, sort of with this pissy look on his face, like, what did I do? What did you do? You decapitated the guy. It was like an obvious call. So now your two captains in the penalty box, 5-on-3, you lose. I'll give you the third choker from the weekend. You see Tampa Bay's game-winning goal on Saturday?
Yes, brutal.
They won 3-1, but the second goal, you go into the third period leading 1-0. The first goal, I'm not going to get on Swayman for. The second, I told you, from distance, he's strangely shaky. When he let in those goals from the Italian red line in Italy, they mentioned a stat. Like Brian Boucher mentioned a stat about he is like one of the worst save percentages on shots from distance in the NHL.
And then he blamed it on color blindness of some kind.
And he said it was like the boards or whatever, right? I know, I've seen it. This is another one. That was outside the face-off circle from a bad angle. I don't know if he was really screened that much.
No, the whole thing was awkward. He kind of like went, he sort of like pigeoned up.
So
it was awkward.
There you go. David Pastrnak, Charlie McAvoy, Jeremy Swayman.
Yeah, they all got egg in their face. You know who else does?
Your three most expensive players? Is that what you're getting at?
Your three leaders. Go ahead.
How about the front office? And look, they've done a good job overall, and no one expected this team to be in the spot really where they were at the beginning of the season. Who scored for Philly with that game winner in overtime yesterday? Their 19-year-old kid that they just brought up last week, because they're sitting there saying, we're red hot. I think they've won 13 of their last 19 games. They've played themselves back into a playoff spot. What can help? You know what? Let's bring up one of our prospects, a 19-year-old kid that can help us win games, and Porter Martone. That's the name, right?
Yep.
Porter Martone, he gets the game winner yesterday. I think that makes the Bruins look terrible because here you are scuffing a little bit, but no, let's put James Higgins down in Providence, and we're going to let him marinate down there a little bit when you could maybe use his scoring.
This is not on my list.
No?
It's not.
Oh, as soon as he got that goal, I was like,
He's not on my list?
Really?
Because I don't know if James Higgins is ready. I don't know. Have you guys watched him?
I just saw the one goal that he has scored via highlight online. That's it.
Kevin, have you watched him? Have you watched him? Have you watched this James Higgins in a game? Have you watched him shift to shift? Have you watched him up and down the ice? Have you watched him? Have any of you? Go ahead.
I've watched one period.
And?
That looked fine to me.
He did?
I mean, he's going to make mistakes in the NHL level, but are his mistakes going to be the same as Lucas Reichel or Mikey Acimont or Alex Steves? I mean, I don't know. I think it's worth a shot. It could be. I could be wrong, but I'd rather be wrong and know that I'm wrong than have him not play at all and them just piss him off and keep him down in the AHL.
I'm with Kevin on this.
Oh, no, we can't tick off.
Well, let alone, I don't care about pissing him off. Why not? He can help, potentially. He might suck, but he could help, just like Martone did for this Flyers team that has now played themselves into a playoff position.
I'm not sure Martone's helped. It was a 5-on-3. He was just standing. No one was touching him. He's right in front of what did he do?
Okay, but see, I look at it from a different perspective even. He might be able to help. He might not. I have no idea. Get it out of the way so that when he comes to camp next year, it's full systems go, and he's playing for a legit spot on the team, and you don't have to worry about the debut and all that other crap.
This is the only sport where the money does matter. It's a hard cap. And you're just going to do it because you feel you should, but he's not going to help. You know he's not going to. I'm just saying. I
understand what you're saying.
If they're watching him and they're seeing him and they see his size or his readiness, Martone's a big guy.
Yeah.
Oh, he's huge.
This Higgins is just another BC weenie. And yes, there's a BC thing in there for me, but I've seen this. So have you. If you're being realistic about the thing, a little BC kid. And if he's not ready, he's not ready. So you're just going to do it because it makes you feel better, or you think you should because he was the 6th pick. The 7th is up. The 7th is twice his size. Martone's bigger and maybe more ready, but I don't even know if he's ready. I'm not sure what he did yesterday. He was out there did I mention it was 5-on-3? Okay, so I'm not just doing this with Higgins to do it because maybe that third year does matter.
Okay, but do you want
third year, maybe you're actually good by then, and the money might matter.
Don't you think, though, he should be part of the mix at the start of next season?
Yes.
Given where he was picked and everything we've read?
Yeah, but he should only be part of the mix if he's ready. I'm not doing it just because he's the 6th pick.
No, listen, I'm not either. I'm just going by what people have said, that his game looks ready. Jimmy McBride wrote that his game looks ready. Most people he've talked to thinks that the kid's ready for a crack at the NHL.
All due respect to Jim McBride. If he sucked, would McBride write that?
I think he would write he's not ready. I don't know if he would say sucked.
Okay.
But he might
Ty
say
Anderson
might
would
not
say
be.
the same thing if he wasn't ready. I mean, Ty said he should be up.
Yeah, he might say he might not be ready yet, or he doesn't appear ready.
Listen, I haven't watched him, so I'll trust the people who have.
I just look at again, the Flyers are kind of in the same spot here as the Bruins. Where
They definitely are in the same spot.
Here we are. We're actually might be pretty good. Why don't we add and bring this kid up right now? See if we get a little bit of a bump. And granted, anyone could have probably scored that goal considering, what the situation was. But still, at least they were willing to do it, whereas the Bruins are burying this kid in Providence right now. I hate that.
I'm all fine. Well, I don't know if they're burying him. Burying him would imply that he's ready. I don't know that he's ready. If you're telling me he's ready and you guys have watched him, okay. But
well, I trust the reporting. You usually trust the reporting guy. I trust the reporting on the people that cover the team and say he's ready.
Okay.
I've seen enough of Asimont.
It's an easy thing to write that he's ready. But if he's ready, then I guess he should be up. But like I said, Murray, that's just not on my list. I'm more concerned with the guys that are here that are supposed to be doing the right things to help you win big hockey games who aren't. Pasternak, McAvoy, stupid penalty. Swayman with that goal. How about our guy Morgan Geekie?
Oh, my God. It's a month yesterday. It's been a month yesterday since he scored.
17 straight. Do you see him send it over the net yesterday?
Yeah.
I think it was the first period. I can't remember when it was. I wrote it down.
He's like lost his mind.
All wide open at top of the crease. And he, like Bobby Schmatz, used to almost put it into the netting over the high glass. I don't know. It was from an angle where you would think it was like impossible. Like orbital mechanics, you're like
like straight up.
You get out the
protractor.
The protractor, and you're like, how did it go that high up on the boards from where you were? I didn't think that you had that angle. He chucked it so far over the bar, you would think it would have been physically impossible for him to do this. And then he had a chance in the 3-on-3, shot it way too late, got deflected up into the glass. 17 straight. So they put him back on the line. So Sturm put him back on the line with Pastrnak. Who's it called us last week? It was Mikey in Woburn. Like, well, he's not skating with Pastrnak. He's not skating. So he put him with Pastrnak. Immediately, that's when they gave up the 2-on-1, and the Flyers went up 2-0 or 1-0 in the first period because Kiki and Pastrnak are out there cherry picking and futzing around. Flitting around out there, and the next thing you know, the Flyers are on a clean 2-on-1. It's 1-0, and the puck's in the back of your net. So put Pasta and Geeky together. Great, that'll work. That's Geeky's problem. Who he's skating with? Have you watched?
You asked kind of tongue.
He's broken. Go ahead.
You asked kind of tongue in cheek last week, and we laughed. What's he closer to, the guy that hasn't scored in a month, or the 34 goals? But it almost seems like a mathematical impossibility to not get a goal here in the last 17 games. A month time, a calendar of a month since this guy scored with 34 goals. It doesn't make sense. He's lost his marbles.
He's a puddle.
Yeah.
He's completely lost and shaken and a complete puddle. So there's your Bruins minute.
Mazz, you think they might blow it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think this thing is in the bag.
No, they could lose out.
They're not that good.
They could totally lose out.
Have you seen these slub teams behind them, though? Okay, they might end up
the
the
Bruins
second.
are no different than the Flyers or any of these other teams. They're one of these fringe teams. They're the same. People got sucked in. You got sucked into it, Murray. They're not that good.
Detroit was up 4-1 on Minnesota. I think it was yesterday or Saturday night, and they still blew that game with a dumb penalty that Kane took.
Well, they tied it. They came back to tie it 4-4, and then Kane took Kane's hook. Do you see that penalty? That was like Pastrnak in the 3-on-3. It was similar.
No, I don't. They might fall to the second wild card. I just don't see them blowing it at this point. With how many points they've tallied up.
Next game's at Carolina.
Loss.
Yeah. Then Tampa here.
Loss.
Then at Columbus.
Loss.
No, they're beat. That Columbus team's a bunch of idiots.
Then it comes down to New Jersey in the finale.
This is not guaranteed.
They could go 0-for-7 down the stretch.
And I'm not like...
That's a collapse.
They were just kind of playing out their ass, and they pulled some just look at it realistically. What they beat Buffalo. What did that take? Some crazy ass bounce off the backboards with 6 minutes left to tie it.
Yep.
And then you won 3-on-3.
Then they beat Minnesota.
Then you won. Those two home games against the Western Conference teams. They were good. Minnesota and Dallas. I'll give you those. But the Columbus, you were down 3-0 with 13 minutes left.
Pulled that one out of their ass.
You pulled some games out of your ass. And Swayman was playing out of his ass. But you were never that good. And I'm all for you going on a run, and I hope you go as far as you can go, and I'm there, and I'm not, I don't mean to be Debbie Downer, I think, but fans got way too carried away. We can beat out, no one scares me. How many times did you hear that from Bruins fans? Well, let's look at the playoffs. Who scares you?
Well, right now they'd open against Tampa. I don't love that.
Everybody should scare you. You're not better than any of these other teams.
They might have lost 6 straight going into the finale.
They're not blowing it. Stop.
They might.
Again, there's your Bruins Minute. Add it to the list of everything else right back to your calls here on a Reentry Monday right after these words.
Felger.
Shush.
Mazz. The Sports Hub.
Final seconds ticking off the clock. The Celtics have won 10 of 12. Their magic number for the 2 seed and the division title is down to 2, and it's win number 53 for the Celtics, their 9th consecutive home win against the Raptors as they sweep the season series. The final score, Boston 115, Toronto 101.
They're pretty much locked into the 2 seed. They got 4 games left, too, something like that?
I think that's right.
They're 4 out of Detroit, 3 ahead of New York. It's pretty much the 2 seed. What do you got to say on the Celtics there, Mazz?
So the one thing to me is the last 3 games, and look, yesterday was a little different. It was a little bit of a grind for 3 quarters, although I thought when they committed to it in the fourth quarter, I never felt like they were in jeopardy of losing the game, is what I'm getting at. Never felt like they were in jeopardy. And they were able to get to the rim anytime they wanted. Do you know they scored 76 points in the paint in that game yesterday? And in the last 3 games, they've averaged over 130 points.
Nice.
Okay, so I almost feel like the games are too easy. And I don't think that's going to serve them well. This started with that Miami game that we talked about last week where they scored 147 points. And those games, and then the next one against Milwaukee, it was like 133 to 101 or something like that.
And their first quarter in that game was ridiculous.
Yes, I mean, they completely blew them out right out of the gate. Now, yesterday, it happened more at the end than at the beginning, but I never really felt like Toronto was in a real threat to them in that game. And so I just feel like I would rather have them get knocked around a little in some of these games at the end or have to really fight for it.
Too late.
It might be.
It's going to be a while.
It might be.
If at all. You know, I mean, they're just going to play out the string here. The first round's going to be perfunctory. Some lamb.
They might get Toronto.
Playing lamb in a 5-game series at most. And maybe in the second round they'll get a game. So it's going to, you know.
You might get it Thursday night. I mean, it feels like the Knicks can't catch them, but they do have to play at New York on Thursday night, man.
But I just don't think there's going to be anything at stake is a problem. And then watch to see who everyone sits out. So I hope there's a real game, but I don't know. I just think you're going to be in a holding pattern here before you get a real basketball game.
I mean, those 2 runaway games back to back, I was like, oh, it's like the worst thing that can happen sometimes. It is. It's just like you get a little too, like it's too, they're shooting as a team. They're shooting something like 57% in the last 3 games, and the 3-pointers are like 44%. They're making everything. The games are wide open. Like, it's not a great way to go into the playoffs. And I'm totally with you.
Nothing they can do about it.
I know, but I'd rather them have to, like, dig in a little.
All right, back to your calls on everything. It is a Reentry Monday. Bill in Northborough. Thanks for hanging on, Bill. What do you got on the Patriots here?
Yeah, Buffalo and Denver are the teams we need to look at. We need to beat them. I don't know if we'd even beat them last year if Josh Allen didn't get hurt. But we need A.J. Brown. That's a must-get. They need to do whatever they have to get him if we're even going to have a chance.
Okay, so Josh Allen was healthy in both games against you. I'm not sure what you mean about Josh Allen getting hurt.
Me neither.
Not even sure what he's referring to there?
Maybe he meant Bo Nix.
Maybe I think he meant Bo Nix would be the question. Fine. Do they need A.J. Brown to beat Buffalo and or Denver?
Probably. Yeah, they need a legit receiving threat because Buffalo scored on them when they played here late in the year. So you're going to need to find a way to get points. Now, look, the offensive line is important too. I don't want to completely gloss that over, but at least they made some adjustments there. They need, having lost Diggs, they have not replaced him. They don't have enough in terms of weaponry.
Well, that story is also in a holding pattern, as we say. Jerry in Tennessee on the Red Sox. Hi, Jerry.
Hey, yeah, guys, can you explain that dumbass rule that happened? I think it was in the 3rd inning where they even called the batter out on strikes because he was in the batter's box, yet Sanchez was walking around the mound and wasn't even ready to throw a pitch. I mean, even Lou Merlone says that's a dumbass rule, needs to be taken out. But can you explain that for me?
So I missed that particular thing. Was it a pitch clock?
Yes, but it was on the hitter. And again, I didn't see it in real time. I saw some of it online. And I think because the batter was not engaged, Suarez took his time and allowed the violation to take place.
It's up to the batter to be ready at 8 seconds.
Correct.
Without having seen it, I'm all in favor of it. Get your ass in the box.
That's right. Everybody be ready to go.
And if you're not, you're out. So, and if the rule is the batter has to be ready first, then the batter, I don't care if the pitcher's sitting there with his thumb up his ass 5 feet behind the mound. If the rule says you have to be in the box ready to go at 8 seconds, you have to be in the box ready to go at 8 seconds. So Sanchez baited you. It sounds like to me, but again, let me see it first.
No, but I think that's basically what happened.
So another dumbass Red Sox play with the caveat is I'll go look at it now and then circle back if I'm wrong. Here's Oris in Brighton. Yes, Oris.
All right. I sent an email about this on Friday, and old guys like Mazz will probably get the logic on them to drop here. Because this team, the way this team's been run this decade, basically how when documentaries I see now, Tamiaki basically GAF about the Red Sox in the 60s. This is basically how Henry is looking at it this decade.
When you say
he's not GAFing about it.
Yeah.
Fudge.
So, okay, Ors.
I mean, people, fans in the 60s were not going, and it just,
it's not that bad, Ors. It's not that bad, but I do think it starts with at the highest level, they don't really care to win championships. They want to be good enough just to support the business model. And ideally, what they want to be is even less than that, meaning they would love to be the Tampa Rays or the Milwaukee Brewers or a team like that. They just can't fully bring themselves to do it because they have too much money, frankly, and they can't take the heat. So instead of going full Brewer, they sign a Ranger Suarez or a Trevor Story. They do things that Tampa Bay would never do, but they can't help themselves. And then that gets in the way of going full Tampa Bay Ray. And furthermore, the people they've hired, Chaim Bloom, Craig Breslow, all the way down, aren't as talented as the guys they have in Tampa or Milwaukee, the front office guys. So you add those two things together, and they're just going halfway with that thing, and it's not good enough.
Do you think it hurts them to lose?
No.
It hurts them to lose money.
Yeah.
Is what it hurts. That's when it hurts them. It hurts them to lose money. And so they're not interested in to me it's very simple. And I'm sorry. Just go get good players. And I know you can't get all of them, but get as many good ones as you can. And they don't even want to get any of them anymore.
No, so, it's a narrow path to spend less and make really good decisions along the way, and it's hard. An easier thing, if you just want to win at a high level, is to spend. And then you can make mistakes and it doesn't matter. You make a mistake and you just write it off on your balance sheet and spend for somebody else. And you can do that thing. And now there's a much bigger margin for error.
Totally right.
They just don't want to do that anymore. Matt in New Bedford. Go, Matt.
It was hard to find the biggest dumbass Bruin this weekend. I mean, you had a great case with Morgan Geekie, who threw a stick to Charlie McAvoy. How does he not know that's a automatic penalty?
That was a good one.
Okay, how about Charlie McAvoy taking a stupid penalty right at the end of the third because he thought he got leg checked, which was barely anything, but he punched Couturier right in the face.
When he punched the guy right in the face before the period. Yeah, that was good. That was a good one. Go ahead.
That was a great one, right? And then how about David Pastrnak trying to stop a breakaway, but then doing absolutely nothing? The guy still got a breakaway, took a penalty. McAvoy, another dumbass penalty for a 5-on-3. Bing, bang, boom, right in the net. I mean, those guys don't even deserve the captaincy. They don't even deserve the assistant captaincy. They should be fined and suspended for their stupidity. I'm freaking done.
I'll just take calling them out. So thank you, Matt. I'll just take Bruins fans or the team saying, you shouldn't play that way. I'll just start with that because Pasternak's allowed to play this way and no one calls him on it, I feel like. But don't leave Swayman off the list. That 2-1 goal that he gave up.
Boy, was that horrible.
I didn't have Jimmy pull the sound, but so he's asked about it.
No, boy.
Have you heard this answer?
No.
He was asked, and it was Radish. Darren Radish is the one who had the game-winning goal for Tampa. I'll just read from Flute Ocean's account on The Athletic. So when Darren Radish flipped a 32-foot shot
it was a nothing shot, sorry.
32-foot shot on goal from outside the right face-off dot in the third period. The last thing anyone expected was for it to find the back of the net. Swayman saw Radish's release. He was square to the shot. But Radish's shot clunked off the right side of Swayman's chest and under his right armpit and in the net. Swayman was asked how Radish's shot went in. Question, how did the shot go in? Quote, any 2-1 game, you're going to get goals that are magnified. At the same time, it's your job to move forward and really take positives. A lot of great things came out of tonight's game. That's what we need to focus on, end quote.
Oh, boy, that's bad.
I have a positive mindset. I'd rather not talk about the bad goal.
But again,
how'd it go in?
Yeah, where's the accountability?
It's our job to move forward and really take positives. A lot of great things came out of tonight's game. That's what we need to focus on. They lost in regulation and didn't get a point. So, I can't stand that guy either. He's played great. He's carried you for sure. So, I don't want to get on him because he let in one really bad goal that cost you a game. I mean, you wouldn't be here if he didn't play the way he played. But
his whole ethos I find repulsive.
Oh, that's one that would send, to me, that's one that would send his teammate into orbit. Because again, how about, look, I whiffed.
Any 2-1 game, you're going to get goals that are magnified. Yeah.
The suck ones, yeah.
6 minutes left in the third period on a key game. You got to have it fighting for your playoff lives. Yeah, those are going to get magnified, jackass.
That's sports psychology speak right there.
Oh, my God. That same new wave gobbledygook that this guy shoves down my throat on a regular basis. I can't stomach him.
Again, do not acknowledge what just happened.
Gross. Dominic's in France. Yes, Dominic. Dominic's calling us all the way from France. He wants to rip the Red Sox so bad he's going to call us from France. Go ahead, Dominic.
Hey, Domenico.
Oh, and I'm going to rip them. You bet your ass I'm going to rip these a-holes. So we start this season having expectations that they're going to be, contenders, only for us to be given whatever the F this is. And we start out hoping that one of these suckbag pitches is going to emerge into a number 2. But the only number 2 we really get is the fat load that on the mound after one of these pitcher du jours get their teeth kicked in time and time again. And then we look at the lineup, which we thought was just going to need a right-handed bat, but now seems to need anything but a number 5 hitter. And then there's the defense, which I'm pretty sure a French T-ball team, never mind an American one, would probably look less incompetent then. And the salt in the wound is Craig Breslow trying to sell me on giving an absolute F about this team and have hope. I have no hope, except for the hope that they fire his ass and bring in a competent GM one of these years.
They're not going to. Let's cut you off there, Dominic. They're going to bring in the next version of Chaim Bloom and Craig Breslow.
They will.
It's not going to be – it's just going to be another clone. So
I don't think Breslow's going anywhere. I really don't. I think they like the fact that the pitching is, pumping out or developing guys. I shouldn't say pumping out, developing guys. I mean, I might be wrong, but I'm not as connected as I used to be over there.
Continue with your thoughts after Big Jim Murray gets you updated.
Mike and Tony have a definite chemistry.
Are they?
100%.
Are they?
Yes, 100. Do I stutter?
Do you
consider them the periodic table of sports talk?
Put that in your pipe and smoke it. Sorry. I mean to blow a gasket.
No. Blow it, baby. Blow it.
Felger and Mazz.
There are no balls and 1 strike. And here's a drive out to right from Raleigh. Adell's back near the wall. He leaps, and he caught it! Jo Adell! There's a drive to right. Adell is back. He's at the wall. He leaps up. He got another one. Jo Adell, what a night.
Lead.
Here's Crawford with a fly ball to right toward the corner. It's Jo Adell again near the foul pole. Leaping up. Did he catch it again? He fell into the crowd. So it's a home run. They called him out. He did it again.
2 more thoughts from the weekend, sort of off the grid. Here's one. If you didn't see it, California Angels, Jo Adell, outfielder, robbed 3 home runs in one game.
Unbelievable.
Great stuff. The third one was that low wall in Anaheim that he spilled over and caught the ball going into the crowd and then stood up on the other side of the fence and held up the ball. And the announcer said, well, that went into the stands. That's going to be a home run. Apparently he doesn't know the rule. But you want my thought? That should be a home run. I've always thought this. If you
don't stay in the ballpark.
If you don't stay in the ballpark, I felt this way at Fenway if anyone ever goes over the little wall
in right field.
The bullpen in right field.
Yeah.
Like the David Ortiz home run against the Tigers, the famous one in the ALCS.
Torrey Hunter, yeah.
Where the guy asked over T. Kelly, had to wait to see if he came up with the ball. If he came up with the ball and he caught it in the bullpen and he holds the ball up in the bullpen, like, no, dude, that left the park. That's a home run. I think the third one that Adell stopped.
Oh, yeah, he fell in the seats.
Yeah, I think that should be a home run, don't you? No,
and I'll tell you why. Because you left the ground in the ballpark. In other words, the last place you had your feet on the ground,
I understand,
was in the ballpark. And so if he jumped over the wall and caught it, like that should be
that's obvious. That's a home run.
Like, but he was in the ballpark when he left his feet. And it's sort of like the catch rule in football, except that you don't have to get your feet in bounds.
No, I get it.
Right? Like,
I get it.
But he left the ground.
So for me to be consistent, like, I think you should be able to go into the stands to catch a foul ball. That, to me, when Derek Jeter ended up in the stands, that's an out. But if that had been for a home run, I'd say no. That's a home run. It's just the way I feel, but it's not entirely consistent. For me to be consistent, all that would have to be.
Well, so I was going to ask you if you felt the same way about foul balls.
I don't.
Okay, so what about if a guy leaves his feet, reaches over, catches it, and then falls back in?
Oh, good. You got to stay in. If you go out with the ball, you're all out. That's out.
But if it's in
Home
your
run.
glove, like there's really not much you can do about the momentum having you spill over. I'm with Mazz. I had no issue with this. And in fact, I think this might be one of the most impressive things I've ever seen in my life.
I don't know that I've ever seen anything remotely like it.
I guess it's never happened.
And yeah, it was. Now, the first one was pretty good catch. That was the one Raleigh hit.
I don't know who hit him.
The second one was Naylor, and he got to kind of camp under that one a little bit and then jump and pull it out, from the other side of the wall.
So here's Mazz saying this is now overrated.
Well, the second one was a little overrated. I mean, it took a home run away, but it's not the greatest catch I've ever seen. The third one was a legit play. So I'd give him 2.5 stars.
I just think of those little
out
walls.
Of 3.
Any wall. If you go over with the ball, that's a home run. But maybe not. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up.
It was cool.
That's item number 1 off the board. Here's item number 2, Matt and Braintree for Mazz. Go ahead, Matt.
Yeah, Mazz, I've been waiting all show to hear you go on a Geno rant about how he made that game on Saturday or Friday night all about himself. He didn't shake hands. He just walked off like Belichick would have.
Well, you got it half right, but Geno Auriemma pitched a fit at the end of that loss to South Carolina. This is the only time I'll talk about UConn basketball, is to hear Mazz with his thoughts on Geno Auriemma.
Complete, total loser move. Loser. You freaking loser. Your team's undefeated. You're in the national tournament. You got spanked by South Carolina. Oh, you had to wait for a handshake or an acknowledgement.
Well, no. So you know what he complained about?
The officiating.
No.
Celebration.
No. Oh, you don't even know what he was bitching about.
No, he said he had to wait 3 minutes for the woman to acknowledge.
Dawn Staley.
He was complaining that she didn't shake his hand pregame.
Oh, even great.
No, it's even worse. This is what I'm saying.
Right.
If you had known the details, you might even feel even worse.
So, yeah,
he complained after the game to her.
Oh, so I misunderstood it. I thought it was about not shaking his hand after the game.
Pregame.
Oh, what a loser. He's a freaking loser, that guy. And again, doesn't change my opinion of him because I thought he was kind of a pain in the ass to begin with. Go ahead, what?
No, you go.
Totally all about him, 100% about him, and couldn't hack the fact that his team lost, even though he has a roster stacked. Every freaking year, he's got the best team, and he's beaten teams by 70 points. And then someone finally has a team to give him a run, and they beat his ass in the championship game, and he cries like a little child.
Semifinal. Go ahead.
Okay, what did I say? Championship game?
Yep.
Okay, but you know what I mean. So, massive game of utmost importance, and he freaking acts like a 2-year-old.
Now, would you be extra angry at him for a personal reason here, Mazz, as well?
What do you mean, the free sofa?
Yeah.
He cost you a sectional, didn't he?
He did. He did. I thought it was in the bag.
But your feelings about Geno Auriemma predate.
Well documented. Before any sofa was purchased at Jordan's.
So I wish you had more ammo because you have even more here, Mazz. So he cried to her after the game over the fact that she didn't shake his hand pregame.
Okay, so that I read wrong.
Then 2 days later, he issued a statement apologizing. Okay, so again, he got in the face of Dawn Staley, the head coach of South Carolina, for the most childish reason you could possibly imagine. She didn't shake his hand pregame or come over at the appropriate time to greet him pregame. He waited till after he lost postgame to get in her face. Then he issues a statement through UConn. There's no excuse for how I handled the end of the game versus South Carolina. It's unlike what I do and what our standard is here at Connecticut. I want to apologize to the staff and the team at South Carolina. It was uncalled for how I reacted. The story should be how well South Carolina played, and I don't want my actions to detract from that. I've had a great relationship with their staff, and I sincerely want to apologize to them. Anything stand out to you there?
Their staff?
Did you mention Dawn Staley?
No, not individually. No, I didn't know what you were getting at.
That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah,
How chicken bleep is that?
No, but it's totally him.
He doesn't owe an apology to the staff. He was an apology to her.
Yeah, so look.
He won't even mention her name.
No, so I read the apology over the weekend, and naturally I got so agitated when I was reading it. I'm like, this guy's a freaking tool. So I didn't even notice that he didn't mention her by name. But he did make it about him. He makes everything about him. It's who the guy is. And is there a guy who has a bigger reputation for really, at the end of the day, accomplishing less? And when I say less, basketball's about talent. You get the best players on the floor, let alone all of them, in a sport where there are what? Maybe 4, 6 to 8 top programs in the country. And the fact of the matter, it really comes down to 2 or 3. It comes down now to South Carolina. It comes down to UConn, and UCLA obviously has a freaking wagon. And that's it with Geno Auriemma. He's always made it about himself. You would think he's freaking John Wooden with the way he handles himself. And, I'm glad you told me about the thing pregame. Heaven forbid that someone doesn't go over to kiss the ring of Geno Auriemma before playing him in a championship game. She probably did it to piss him off and knew it would piss him off, or to get in his head, and maybe it helped distract him for the course of the game because clearly he was still harboring it at the end. So as much as it cost me the new sofa, I'm glad. It was worth it in retrospect. Worth it. That guy's a tool. Seriously, freaking tool bag. And always has been.
Long commercial-free segment comes your way next. You can join us at 617-779-0985.
Oh, yeah!
Thoughts, calls, emails.
Oh, yeah!
I get my jollies out of it. I do. I'm not a good person. Go ahead.
Felger and Mazz.
Oh, yeah!
98.5, the Sports Hub.
3-on-2 here. Bjorkstrand in across the Boston line. Shot. And the left pad saved by Swayman off the rebound. Another shot. And another save in the rebound. They score. Charles-Edouard Dastou on the third opportunity ties the game at 1.
Yeah, another 3-on-2 given up by the Bruins, and the D has to back way off. This starts in their own zone for Tampa. Move the puck up the boards. Going to be the 3-on-2 coming in zone. The D are backing way off. That shot came from, just above the hash mark by the time that first shot was taken. It's stopped by Swayman. And they keep the puck alive. That's who comes in from the left wing circle, gets a second shot away, gets his own rebound, and is able to put it by Swayman on basically the third try.
Asked about how it went in. Any 2-1 game, you're going to get goals that are magnified, said Swayman. Same time, it's our job to move forward and really take positives. A lot of great things came out of tonight's game. That's what we need to focus on.
Mike, how much time was left when they got that goal again?
I'm going to say it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, somewhere in that area. It was so bad. It was such a bad goal to give up. It was just a little freaking flick from the boards that had bad angle. He had just about the whole net covered, and it went through him.
Yes.
It was brutal.
Got to focus on the positives, though. Any goal like that's going to get magnified in a 2-1 game. He's subtly calling out the offense there, too. I don't know. Either way, Jeremy Swayman, put him on the list. Not the good list. Back to the calls. Sam in the car. Go ahead, Sam.
Felger, I couldn't agree more with you on that damn butt-slash kid, Pasternak, that doesn't know how to handle a puck to save his ass. Every time he touches a puck, it goes the other way.
Every time.
He is maddening.
Maddening.
And that's what I have to say.
Thank you. I just want to start with people calling it out. And then maybe the team will say, oh, well, maybe we should tell him not to do that. Or at least ask him politely. Could you not play like such an a-hole half the time? It's just such losing hockey. Oh, God. I told you there's 2 parts. One is that he does it. The second is that he doesn't even get called on it. But I'm getting some today acknowledgement from Bruins fans who watch it that he gives these games away. He gives away too many plays, gives away too many pucks. It's brutal. It's just brutal. He doesn't have to play that way. There's a lot of skilled guys who are finesse and offensive and put up points who aren't. I'm not expecting you to go into the corner and dig out the puck every time. I'm not expecting that. But do you have to give away the puck so many times in open ice like that? He's just a constant turnover. And it's not okay. It shouldn't be okay. It shouldn't be okay from the coaches or the fans or any of that. And it seems to be. And that's just sort of my lament with David Pastrnak. Luke in Vermont on the Celts. Hi, Luke.
Hi, I'm Felger. I'll give it to you, Brown. If you want him to take the ball and go to the basket at the end of the game, he is going to the basket with such force and conviction. I'll give you that one. But can we all agree that Tatum should be the primary decision maker, ball handler, like that point forward? I mean, his passing, I still want to see him shoot less threes. I want to see him go to the rim more. I think we're trending in that direction. But he's by far the best passer and playmaker on the team.
I'll meet you halfway, Luke. Just so he doesn't bring it into the front court.
Right. That's a big one for me. I think it makes him a better passer to receive the ball on the offensive end.
So
I would like to see them all move and pass a little more, regardless of who has the ball or who's going to shoot it. They should all be moving a little more.
Luke,
Last thing.
No, hold on. But don't you agree that when Tatum brings it up himself end to end, it seems to move less? Like, those are the stickiest possessions.
It can get painful. It can get painful when he barely gets over half court before 8 seconds.
Right.
Then he spends 6 seconds dribbling.
Right.
Then it's like, that's no bueno, no good. Last thing, I think Brad Stevens or somebody got to somebody, even Sam Hauser. They were calling Sam Hauser mid-range Sam Hauser on the postgame the other night. They have made a conscious decision to shoot less threes in the games that matter. They will still fall back and have games with a lazy approach where they shoot. But I think there's a chance they learn their lesson. And in the postseason, in the games that matter, I think you're going to see them go to the rim more and shoot less threes.
I hope you're right. What do you think, Mazz?
Well, I've seen it. I said this, too, about Hauser last week. There was a play where he got the ball in the corner. I don't remember which game it was. A guy came running out at him, tucked it away, dribbled inside the line by about 3 feet, in the three-point line, and then took a two-pointer. And then in yesterday's game, there was a play where he had the ball in the corner. A guy went flying by again, and he dribbled right to the rim and made a reverse layup. So something's going on. I mean, you're seeing way more of that. Tatum was posting guys up. So it's not just one player. I mean, I think there are multiple guys. I told you Tatum had a couple of fallaways a few games back. It was one of the games Brown was out, and he took a 15-foot fallaway. It was a thing of beauty. It was real basketball. They started playing real basketball. So I think it's part of the reason you're seeing. Now, look, I want to give them credit for scoring like they've scored because I think they're taking better shots. That's part of it. The 147 against Miami, and then, there was no defense. But the fact of the matter, the game last night, they had 76 points in the paint. I don't remember the last time the Celtics did that.
It's a reentry Monday. Everything's on the table. We're mostly Red Sox mixed against some Celtics and Bruins, and a couple of Patriots thoughts. Quickly from the weekend, we'll get to off the top of the hour. And I do think there's a certain Patriots reporter who might need to be drug tested. I think that I wonder if there should be mandatory drug testing for some of these Patriots reporters. I'll tell you what I'm talking about after Murray's 90-second update. No commercials.